How's it going, everybody? Today, where is Joe? We are doing part two of my conversation yesterday with Kim. So Kim is here joining me again today, and today we're hanging out in Troy, right down the street from my mom's, and just picked this location because it's really pretty, and this is like what I grew up with, which is kind of cool. So welcome back, Kim.
Thanks.
Yeah. So yesterday we were talking about Kim's page.
Which is unplug, pause, and breathe.
And we had a discussion, and I had mentioned that the youth of today are really not so motivated. They don't have ambitions, dreams, and goals. And Kim brought to my attention, because I kind of like spoke out of turn, because I should have been more specific, and I kind of like a general blanket statement like, oh, the youth of today are kind of like, deadbeats. And Kim brought it to my attention that actually they're not. So,
Okay, so my whole spin on this, well, because I'm a substitute teacher and I have a 17-year-old who's working on his Eagle Scout ranking, I just see a lot of kids who are really motivated. I know swimmers who have to practice every single day, and I don't know how they do that and maintain good grades. I know gymnasts who have the same type of vigorous schedule. There are so many kids who are really starting to protest, as we have seen with several.
amazing. Absolutely amazing.
And they really are becoming the movers and the shakers. I do think a lot of kids are lazy, but I kind of have hope for this generation because I see them working hard and getting out there and making their points and protesting in nice ways, not in, violent ways.
Right.
They're just trying to get their message out there, and I think they're doing a great job. My son has a lot of friends who are in plays, and they are in play practice, and they're taking voice lessons and piano lessons. So I do see a lot of kids being motivated. My whole thing is I wish they would unplug more, because their way to relax is to get on the phone.
Right.
And I think that's probably not as beneficial as if they meditated or got outside for a little bit. I understand They want to rewind with the phone, but I think there should be a happy medium.
And I understand, because actually when I was in school, I actually was in school for theater. So I totally know what it's like to actually, be in theater and having to rehearse for plays and, produce a play and do costumes and lighting and stage. And so, yeah, it takes a lot of time. And there are a lot of kids out there who are, big advocates for whatever the cause is. And God only knows in today's climates, there's a lot of causes. So yeah, a lot of kids, like Greta is amazing.
Oh my
I mean,
gosh.
talk about
She's a
one
hero.
person making a difference,
Yep.
which is, really incredible. It's like this young girl who is just a child, the impact that she's had is very, very impressive. And it really kind of gives, like Kim said, she has hope for our future generation. We need to, because
Yeah, we need hope.
I mean, we need a lot of hope. And, these are going to be the kids that hopefully will be making a difference and affecting change, which so desperately needs to be, made for sure.
Yeah.
So, so I'm glad we actually are addressing this, because I spoke kind of on a term, and it's like, because we are, and not even, I again, Kim and I were just at my house, and my mom's playing on her, Kindle, and she's like, oh, you could spend hours on this thing. And it's like, you get lost in social media, and it's like, there's so much more productive ways of spending our time. I mean, the internet is a great tool. I mean, I've researched travel, and I've traveled all around the world, and I don't have to leave my home to, find Airbnbs and book flights. So it's a great convenience. But it also is it's definitely a tool that if you have any bit of procrastination in you, you can lose hours and hours and days on these tools. So I'm glad we actually brought that up.
Yeah.
Now, you're paid. You also do Reiki.
I'm a Reiki practitioner, which is, you can't get more mindful than that, because for 40 minutes I'm just concentrating and trying to give good energy and healing energy to someone. And like I said before, I teach mindfulness, and it's all about just what my page is called, which is unplug, pause, and breathe, and really just breathe.
It's so important. We don't breathe, and it's like
And we don't pause enough.
we
We're
don't
always
pause
on the
enough.
go.
You have to. I mean, look at this. I mean, look at these beautiful animals out here just hanging out, and the surrounding is just absolutely beautiful. And it's amazing how many people just kind of like drive by this and would never even notice it, And you think, oh, it's but it's beautiful. I mean, this is like incredible, and people just don't take the time to get out into nature. And like we said yesterday, I mean, nature has saved my life and fills my soul, and I don't feel actually well if I'm not out in nature regularly.
I agree.
I
feel the
mean,
same way.
honestly, because it's like it's phone calls. But the thing is, you can't even answer a phone nowadays because it's an intrusion on your life, and it's never like a friend who's calling you, it's a spam call. You know what I mean? So there's toxicity coming at you at every single angle. So it is so important to just, like Kim says, unplug, pause, and breathe, because it's the only way that you kind of like gather your thoughts and just kind of like remain kind of like, focused,
Focused.
Centered. And yeah, being centered is so important, and we don't center.
No.
So, anything else?
I think that's good.
Okay. So again, your page.
Is unplug, pause, and breathe.
So please check her out on Facebook. It's a new page that she just started. And then my page, Where is Joe? Subscribe, like, share, and view. And we will speak to you again soon.
Yeah, I hope
But
so.
yeah, peace again.
Peace.
We'll speak soon. Happy holidays. Happy New Year. Bye.